Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm John.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Steve. Archie.
I'm super excited to watch this.
Yeah, it's getting, like, really crazy interesting.
I had a thought the other day, like, so we thought, so we know Rod Reese is on one of the sides, obviously.
Yeah.
And he spoke, I forget what the name was, but there was that one Titan before the walls that was like, remember they showed her and she was huge?
Yeah.
I forget what the name was. But they didn't specifically say that she was the first Titan, right? I don't think.
I feel like she was the first Reese family, Titan.
But
I don't know if she was the first ever Titan, though.
Because we were confused, like, oh, who's on... Like, if Reese has his side, I don't think Reiner's...
Well, no, Reese's side is the whole inside the walls right now. That he has them all brainwashed.
So where... what? Like, Reiner's side, like, A, where do they come from? B...
Reiner's side is either
he has
the
to be one
Eastern
of those
Clan
royal bloods.
or the...
Or there could be another one, because he said that there was the Ackermans and then...
And the Eastern Clan.
And there's other clans, too, he said.
But those were the... Oh, those two, the Eastern Clan and the Ackermans, were the two other bloodlines, maybe, that didn't agree with the king?
He said to Kenny when he was telling the story, which I'm assuming was either his father or his grandfather, I forget what he said. But the grandfather said, like, something along the lines of...
No, the guy in the bed, I think,
that's
might
what
have
I'm
been his
about.
uncle.
Or maybe his uncle. Yeah, I don't remember what he was. But he was saying how he goes... Explaining how the Reese family bloodline, like, they can control minds or whatever. I think he was telling him that,
Yeah,
right?
except for 5 royal bloodlines.
He didn't say 5. He just said...
Yeah, it was 5.
He definitely didn't say 5. He said there was just others.
No, I'm pretty sure there was 5.
I don't think
and 2 got banished, like, because they didn't agree with whatever they were going to be doing. And that was the Eastern Clan and somebody else.
I'm almost positive he said, like, he goes, yeah, the Ackermans and the Eastern Clan are immune to it amongst other bloodline families or something like that. Mm-hmm. Whatever he said, he hinted. So there is other ones. So I think more likely, like you said, he's either Eastern or he's one of the other ones. But what I can't figure out is, like, how does that... Where... We really need a background episode with them. Because...
The Ackermans?
No, with Reiner's group.
Oh, yeah.
Because we know nothing about them.
I want one on the Ackermans because... Who's Mikasa in all this? Like, who's her dad, you know?
I texted you this the other day, but when I was thinking about it, I think it's obvious now. Kenny is definitely Levi's uncle. Because when he was talking to whoever that was in the bed, he was telling him how his sister went and was working at a brothel and she got pregnant but wanted to keep the baby. But he said it was a mistake to keep the baby. So I think
You think that story is Levi, or you think it's Mikasa?
Levi. I guess it... Yeah, because if it was the mom, she's an Ackerman, the mom. Or, I mean, the mom's not an Ackerman, so she's... How could she be related?
Mikasa's mom, right?
Yeah, that means her and the father related, married. She's not an Ackerman.
She married an Ackerman.
I know. So how could the... It has to be from Levi. It can't be Mikasa.
Oh, because it would be his sister.
Correct.
Right, yeah.
But what I'm thinking is it is his... Because we already know that he brought up, like, basically raised Levi, is more or less what Levi said.
For a little bit, yeah.
For a big portion of time. And the fact that Levi learned the fact that his name was Ackerman, he's like, huh, I never knew that. And then I think Levi was putting it together. I don't know if we remember if it was the last one or the one before that, but he was putting it together like, oh, like, because he asked Mikasa, do you ever...
he said, like, a relative of yours?
Yeah, and, like, do you ever get... He goes, oh, I get that feeling, too. And I think all of it, he's realizing, like, oh, I think this guy might be related to me, because I think it's going to turn out to be his uncle, and he was just watching over him, even though he acted like he didn't want it, like, she shouldn't have had the kid or whatever, you know? At least that's what I think is going on.
I don't know, he's tried to kill him twice.
Yeah, but is he really trying to kill him, you know?
That's true, too.
And from the way the last one left off, I think there's a chance he might end up joining his side or something, you know?
I'm interested in seeing, like, what this power is that they have, though. Like, I know they were the King's warriors, but, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, well, they just said they were immune to that one thing. But, yeah, the power itself is a little...
Because, like, it's unleashing power in them, and this is why they're so much faster and better than everybody else.
But is it doing it all the time, or is it only when we see it? Like, we only saw Mikasa do it that one time when she was younger.
I think that's unleashing it. Because, like, remember when she's been going anywhere, she's faster than everybody. Whenever she goes crazy, she can't be stopped.
So you only have to unleash it once, and then it's with you for the rest of
I think so.
Yeah, because that makes sense, because, like, her whole personality changed, like, after that. Mm-hmm. That's when she became the Mikasa the way she is now.
That we know her.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that's probably what happened to Levi, too. That's what he's talking about, you know?
Yeah. For sure. But Kenny's, like, just wild, man. He's not like that.
Well, no, I think he said No, Levi said Kenny was the original. When he first asked Mikasa, he said that he had it, too.
I know, but I'm saying attitude-wise, he's much different.
Oh,
he's like a little wild, but he can be like, I don't know.
It's interesting. I wonder if they're just gonna be like cousins or something like that. Like, as far as Levi and Mikasa, I mean,
it could be, yeah, because it could be his brother that had Mikasa. Even she could be his niece.
That could be.
But he's made no mention or tried to get to her, so I wonder if he even knows about her.
It's also, I still don't understand why
because this will explain, like, maybe somebody else, maybe those guys were working for somebody that came to kill them.
No, I'm talking about, like, still with the name thing. Like, how did Levi and Mikasa not, like, talk about that? Because we know his name is Ackerman.
Yeah, you went back and saw it, right?
In the second episode,
he definitely says Levi Ackerman.
Yeah, in the second one, I think they mentioned it. We just missed it, like, initially, and then we remembered it. Yeah. Let's watch it.
Okay.
If you guys want to watch the next episode early, go check out our Patreon. We have that there as well as full length.
Now, he shouldn't be intelligent, right?
Well, it depends, though, because he's getting it from this...
He took it from an intelligent one.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Yeah, underground, too.
And he's huge.
It seemed like he was. Yeah, we don't really know how that works either. Like, how does it... What determines the way you look, you know? She's so nice.
Yeah.
Way bigger. Oh my god. Eren's ripped.
Yeah.
The decision rests on you. Yeah, always. What the hell's he doing? He's going for it.
Armor.
Oh, yeah.
What did he say? What does that mean?
Is he going to have armor now? Yep. I think that's exactly what it was. I was wondering why he bit it. I love when he roars. Twice as big as the Colossal? That's awesome he can do that now, because that's what they needed him to do for the wall anyway, remember?
Look at this.
Yeah. That's actually badass looking.
It's awesome.
And that'll be there forever until somebody knocks it down.
Who can knock it down?
All right. It's like he's sitting on a throne or something, you know? Yeah, it all worked out. Why is he walking with his head in the...
It's too big.
Yeah, I think that is the case.
Bodies, bro. Too big to pick it up.
He wants him to go? Maybe they have like an old trap planned there?
今のやり方にはいくつか問題があります。一つは確実にロットレイスの洗脳を解けるという確証がないこと。あなたのお父さんは初代王から私たち人類を救い出した。みんなを救いたいなら、お前はこの力を支配しなくてはならない。
All makes sense now.
お父さんが間違ってないって信じたかった。お父さんに嫌われたくなかった。
I knew I shouldn't have doubted her. She's too nice. I nominate her.
次の任務は女王ですね。 了解しました。
Good.
ヒストリア。心配してくれてありがとう。
She's perfect for it.
自分の運命に自分で決着をつけさせてください。
My queen.
女王になったらあのチビを殴ってやればいい。
I'm not. Yeah. A good insane. Oh. God damn, that was actually like a really a lot of good happened in that episode. Finally.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know.
Historia is like really good. I really like her.
I never doubted her.
No.
For a split second, maybe, but I ultimately thought she wasn't gonna make. She has too many queenish qualities, you know. She's perfect.
She's like a good
caring person, yeah.
But you can't forget your family abandoned you. You watched your dad allow your mom to be murdered. Your mom hated your guts. He disappeared, sent you off, and now all of a sudden he's back for something. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I think she was more worried about having that responsibility of being the queen, you know? Once it's over. Yeah, this all... We're so early on in the show, by the time she even gets to be queen, she might not even be around anymore, you know? Knowing this stupid show. I mean that in a good way.
I know. That was cool with Eren. What? So, I don't think we knew what that thing was until
it was obviously
commercial break thing, right? Where they made something
that Rod dropped
from Reiner's.
Well, I wouldn't say it's from his side. It could be that's just another piece.
No,
of
they made it from Reiner. It said something like he was.
Yeah, but how could it have gotten there? I think it was in Rod Reese's bag of stuff that he had probably, and it fell out.
How would they know what it was?
I think he figured it out, Eren, because he was probably thinking the same thing. That's where it came from. Because why would that just be sitting on the floor of that cave, you know? Or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know who dropped it, but
unless Kenny had it and he dropped it. Yeah, maybe we missed who dropped it.
I don't know if we missed who dropped it, but in the commercial break thing, I thought it told us what it was.
Well, yeah, but we pretty much assumed that already.
Oh, he's been experimenting with it, but
which they've been showing us, you know.
So what was that? So now, what was that thing then?
I'm telling you, I think it was Rod had it, because he obviously has that. He knows about that technology. This is totally, I'm guessing and assuming, because I don't know where else it would come from. Maybe it was in his bag when he went to get the syringe out for Historia. Maybe when he exploded, the bag went out and that came out, you know. But that's cool how it's literally like a modification. You can, I wonder what's in it, you know, that causes it to change, to give you that ability.
Yeah, that was cool as hell. That was much cooler than the wall because it just turned into it kept the Titan.
I wonder if they make a replica of that. It'd look awesome to have that character statue. Or something.
Just like that.
That was I couldn't get over how badass that looked. It was him in the ice, sitting there on a throne or something.
So then my question is, how did they get him out?
That's what I don't. Maybe
they were chipping at it,
Yeah.
There's no way they could do that.
I was wondering that when it happened. After that, because I'm well, how can they can't get Annie out then? Maybe she's just too deep into it. You know?
No, she's just in a little ball.
No, I know, but hers is maybe thicker than where Eren maybe they only had to chip away a tiny bit.
Maybe.
But I was under the impression that you couldn't chip away at all.
Yeah, not with our tools. Even the Colossal wasn't able to smash through it.
Because Mikasa was the one chipping through. What was she using? A spike or something like that? I don't know what she was using.
Something like that.
Huh. I forgot about that.
I don't know. This is getting crazy. So
I'm a little confused as to what the plan is, because initially they said, "Oh, Eren agreed. Oh, I'll let him eat me, and whatever." Then they went into the whole thing about saying Historia was figuring out that no, my dad was your dad was good. He was doing it for the right reasons. That for some reason that made me in my head all of a sudden forget about the conversation right before. It made me think, oh, since now that he knows that, then he doesn't have to get eaten. I don't know.
No, he's not going to get eaten.
That's what I thought you said. Isn't that what you said after, too?
What?
After when I was oh, I'm confused. And you're oh, well, they want Eren to get eaten. Yes, she did. I'm positive.
No.
I cannot wait to check the tape on that.
Yeah,
one.
you gotta. But no, that's what Historia was saying. Eren first was saying he wants to get eaten.
Yeah.
And then Historia said no, like told him no, like your dad was good, like
that's what I thought.
And you don't even know, like, if he were to eat you, we don't know anything about that power, so like you need to be your dad gave it to you for a reason, and like you need to get to the and then that's when they realized they need to get to the basement.
The part that confused me was the fact that I thought that they were acting like they already had a plan. Like, oh, are you sure you want to let it? Like the way they were talking, are you sure you want to let it go into the city? Like the way they were talking made it seem like they.
That was
had a
Levi
plan.
First. What the plan was gonna.
No, I know, but after that, they were talking like after Historia had said that about his dad and all that. But then I heard them say like, oh, like Erwin, what's your plan? So obviously they're doing something else.
Right.
They never let us know what Erwin's plan is.
No. Now he's even higher up. Like, we have even less...
They're essentially... That room right there was basically running everyone.
Yeah. until Historia takes over as queen.
That's what it seemed like the deal was. Like, I'll become the queen, but you're not letting me, like, protect me.
I'm not fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. As soon as this duty's over, then my next duty will be as queen.
And to punch that little... What did Mikasa say? You can punch that little rat in his face.
Little runt, yeah.
Little runt.
Mikasa's awesome.
I like how everyone makes fun of Levi for being small. Yeah, he can kick the shit out of everyone.
Kick the shit out of every single person in that room. Except maybe Erwin.
Though it would be interesting to see, like... Levi's, like, top of the class when he's got his gear on. We haven't seen him really fight without the gear. I think that it is what makes him, like, I feel like Mikasa might be able to, like, take him, like...
Yeah, well, no, but that's just, like, aerial. He's, like, in aerial attacks, but, like, he's still fighting, like, himself. That's just, like, he can...
No, I know, but, like, in the, like, with their gear on, obviously I'm not taking anyone but him. But...
I'm not... He fought pretty good against her, like, when, like...
That was also before...
No?
That was... Yeah, but that was also before, like, Levi was, like... in the scouts and more like discipline.
I think he's probably a phenomenon. He's definitely a phenomenon.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying I think Mikasa would actually stand a chance to beat him, and like just without.
It would be a good fight.
As where if you give him the gear, I don't think Mikasa would stand it. Every time they show Levi like in battle, like from a distance, you just see a line. You don't even see him.
Yeah,
as with
but
Mikasa,
he's an Ackerman, so like I think they have it in him. No way it's only in aerial attacks.
No, I know.
But you know what I mean? Because he's an Ackerman, that's why I think he still would beat her. She's an Ackerman too,
that's what I'm saying.
He's just...
But he's tiny. So without his gear, that takes away a lot. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he's been, like, scrapping his whole life.
I know, I'm just saying.
Mikasa started fairly early, but maybe they were around the same.
I wouldn't be called crazy to push money towards Mikasa.
Oh, no. No way. Either one's a good bet.
Like I said, that without the gear. Mm-hmm. Or even Annie, maybe.
Yeah, Mikasa needs a couple more years of training.
I was thinking about that the other day. What, like, is Annie going to be one of those things we're not going to see her
ever again?
And at this point, I'm thinking about. I'm like, midway through this episode, I'm like, where does Reiner and them fit into this story?
So now, now that Erwin and them are ruling the capital, like, why aren't they? They have Annie. They're in control of Annie.
Who would? Well, yeah.
So maybe.
Well, no.
Maybe
Erwin and them have been in control. They hid her, remember? Hanji had them hide them so that the government, I think, couldn't get her.
No, it's not the government. I don't know.
But either way,
like maybe like with this stuff, maybe Eren will be able to get inside, especially with the ability to like control them. Like I wonder if he can like make them come out of that.
Well, first of all, we have to figure out like if what their plan is that Erwin has here to take out Rodriguez. Is it going to be one of those things where Rodriguez gets away and that's how, like, Reiner gets brought back into it? Or are they going to take care of him now? I just don't understand what their plan is, to let everyone stay in the city? Like, what could it possibly be?
I don't know. It should be... You feel like it should be fairly easy unless he can, like, put out that heat, like, I was going to say,
I'm sure he can do some shit. He has to. That's crazy. He's twice the size of the Colossal.
So big.
You think that's why he didn't want to, like, transform initially? Because he's so big like that?
I don't know.
And is he aware, or is he, like, not? Is he still, like, a...
I know his face has been buried in the.
That's what I'm saying. That's what made me think he's
the
not.
whole time. I think he is. I just think he can't lift it up.
Oh, it's too heavy.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. His back is so long. It's like
so long, and big, and like his arms and legs are so small.
I'm loving how we're starting to see like they threw in that like now Eren could do the armor thing. You know, like they gave us a little nugget on how like that.
Yeah.
And what were they calling? They were saying the first Titan or something like that. Like
yeah.
they said Rod Reese is still like obeying the first kings.
That was that first Titan that
we saw.
Erased the memories of everybody.
Why are they still brainwashed? Is it just a? So are they brainwashed too? Like that's why they keep following without saving humanity.
Who?
The next recent line.
Yeah, I think that's what they're saying, because that's what Eren was saying about. He'll eat it, then he'll be able to break the. That's what Levi was saying. Then he'll be able to like, not have to follow the first king's hypnosis or whatever it was.
You're saying?
Rod Reese. They were saying if Rod ate Eren. That's what Levi was saying originally.
Why wouldn't he be able... No, he would do the same thing that the rest of them have been doing, where they don't save humanity.
They were saying they thought with that it would make him be able to break it. That's what Levi was saying.
Yeah, but that's what they've been doing.
No, they've been following like the first king's rule.
Oh. So Rod was trying to do something like different?
Not that Rod was trying to do something different, but that it's a possibility that if he were to eat Eren and gain that original power that Frida had, that Eren's dad stole, that perhaps he would be able to do it. That's why...
Or Historia.
Right, but that's why Historia told Eren, like, we don't even know that that's
a
possibility.
Does.
Like, so why risk it?
The show is crazy.
I like it a lot.
It's so good. I think about it all the time now.
Me too.
Like I just want to. If we had binged it, I would have been done with this in less than a week.
Oh yeah,
a couple days good. Probably.
And they're short enough to just like really
blow through them. That's what I'm saying. All right, guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. See you next time.
See you later.